So the associations, that also depends on each of the families, but the colors of corn will usually will depend on the geographical location, right? Like the south, if I remember correctly, would be the blue corn. The center will be the multicolor, and then I think it's pink or yellow in the left and in the right, and then the what am I missing? So it's blue, multicolor, red or pink, yellow, and white on the north. So all of those will go following, right, like the different locations. And I don't know exactly why, right, like there's this distribution, but I think that depending on the families, right, like each family will know their different locations, and I work with families from Santa Catarina, and they have given me this distribution of the corns. But then I work with another community that I said, "Oh, okay, no, we do it in a different way. We do it this way," and then that just depends on their own, right? Like in families and their own practices. But I think what it is important is to know that regardless of the color, the corn will be placed, especially inside the cornfield. The middle of the cornfield will have this distribution. So then, in the middle there is the multicolor, for example, and then to the right will be the color, and that is the center of the milpa, the center of the cornfield, and that's where families will come and deposit the offerings. And then during the cycle, that is the place where once every, I don't know, depending on the cycle, but families will come and deliver some of the offerings, and that will include chocolate, candles, cookies, and the drink, the Nawa corn-based drink. And this is, something that usually the mother or the grandmother will do. But I think that it shows that, again, that responsibility of reciprocity, and then knowing that you have cultivated corn and you are following the cycle, but within that cycle you're going to come and pay respects and devote your time to making these offerings. So the colors are really important, and also the colors depend on, there's so many, I mean, with colors in the Wixárika community, there's so many different, for example, each geographical location will also correspond to a color, which will also correspond to different elements, for example, different animals, different plants, different things. And I think each family will have their own, and when families share, it's like, okay, that's how I do it in my community or in my family, this is how I know. But I think that the main idea is that, right, like the distribution goes accordingly to those geographical locations, but also it's a replica, right, of the world, or the Wixárika cosmogeography.